genes and overlapping them to create a very compact virus, which is a killer weapon. There are few people who might not believe in virus theory, but
they introduced HIV as one few Indian scientists did say.
They had a sequence of HIV virus also. Because the whole idea is to decrease the immunity of people and so that they develop more diseases. What I tell is it's not just the virus to kill, it is a virus to create all sorts of diseases, like including immunodeficiency syndrome, and also worsening the pre-existing diseases like hypertension, diabetes, or whatever. And sometimes some patients who had TB before had recurrence of TB after getting COVID infections. And definitely, then I realized that okay, there is a component of sterility in this also. So, because many people who had got the infection had some period, abnormalities in their monthly periods, and many could not sleep, and there were many patients who had fit seizures. And one patient, to our surprise, we had to give 4 injections to stop the seizures. So that is the amount of anxiety, fear, and psychosis that creates in this infection. So managing all sick patients, then we revised the protocol, added on some sedatives like magnesium and even acetylcholine. This was acetylcysteine, which is a detoxifying agent again. So modifying all these protocols, I published, and I was distributing it very freely. In WhatsApp groups, in Facebook, and all those things. And I used to print out and give it to the hospitals because I wanted to save as many people, because I thought it was definitely okay. Even if it is a biological war, let as many Indians be saved as well. But later, when the narrative started about the vaccines, initially I felt only those people who had low immunity, like those who are on immunosuppressants or those who are on long-term steroid therapies, those who had a transplant and immunosuppressive therapies, or maybe those who had HIV or some other immunodeficiency disorders, they needed vaccines. The rest of the people might not need vaccines. Why? Because way back then, when they said that they will use the spike protein, I realized that spike protein, if it is causing thrombosis, even the vaccine will cause thrombosis. When I said this, everybody was, initially they used to call me for TV interviews. I used to go there and tell them that, okay, you keep your health better, eat a lot of fruits, vegetables, raw buttermilk, tender coconut, water, hydrate yourself well, eat organic food, eat forest food, keep your mind calm, think the truth, speak the truth, and do the truth. So when I started advising these, many of the news channels, they were like, okay, lapping me up and asking me to come and give interviews. But when I started saying that, okay, no injections, no vaccines, then they started eliminating me. Then later I realized that in the trials also there was a lot of problems happening. Many of our microbiologists were saying that many of the trials had GP syndrome, strokes, and even myocardial infarction. So then I felt that okay, it should be very much restricted, very much judiciously used. But as and when it was given first to the healthcare workers, so all the doctors took it, and I felt okay, let me not take it as of now. Let me wait for the result. Then they gave it to the government officials. Then initially it was the senior citizens, but I felt okay, I should not give it to my parents. Okay, so I just kept it aside. Then after they gave the injection for sale, for the money, many people had some problems. But when it was given free for the poor people, then everything broke loose. There were many deaths, there were many complications. And as a neurosurgeon, I saw patients with Bell's palsy, the facial palsy, or even strokes. Frank stroke 1 or 2 days after the injection. In other ways, healthy individuals. Then I started, then I went to the website, got an AP form. I started reporting adverse event following immunization. Everybody was like, the hospitals only said, don't trade. I said, I gave the form to the relative. You go and submit it to the center where you took the injection. So then it started gradually when I got to know about the realities. Then I was on full throttle and I said, okay, no injections, nothing. So then till now, to all my patients, initially I was a bit skeptical. I used to say, the results are not released yet, the complication result is enough. So be careful. I don't advise, I don't want the karma of advising you. That's what I said. I don't want, because I don't know about the benefit, but definitely I don't want the karma of complications. I won't advise you to take injections. Um, if you want, you take it at your own risk. But later when I realized, then after that I said no injections at all. And I refuse to call them vaccines now because they are killer COVID injections.
Yeah.
They are not. Surprisingly, what I later realized was there was very much selectivity in the deaths. For many patients whom I saw, the strokes and the deaths were in sort of the Dravidian race, and those who were some sort of a Dravidian and Aryan hybrid race. So this racial selectivity, and along with the reports from other countries saying that it is sort of genetic genocide, made me feel that okay, it is engineered. Then I went and researched about the spike protein, which is the angiotensin converting enzyme receptor protein. In that protein, there are polymorphisms, different forms of proteins, which are associated with what we call lacunar infarct in our brain. In the brain, if there is a major stroke, you might develop one-side weakness. But if there is a lacunar stroke, a small stroke, around the fluid chambers, there will be some whitish areas, what we call UBOs, unidentified bright objects or something like that in our MRI report. So there have been studies over past 2-3 decades about these receptors and proteins and the selective lacunar infarct. And when I correlated all those things, then I felt that okay, it is definitely a genocide targeting the aborigines across the whole world, wherein the aborigines or the hybrids is something like there is a, when we look at the anthropological history of the whole world, the Romans wanted to conquer the whole world. So they have migrated to all the countries. So the Romans and their hybrids won't get affected that much. Because in the same family, the mother, she's very fair, tall, blue-eyed. She said, I took injections, I have taken 2 doses, I don't have any problem. The son, the father had not come, the son is slightly dark skinned. And his pupils are greyish. So he says he had pain and he had fever. Then another family comes. I mean, let us be open about caste and religion and say race and all, because when I spoke on the Google discussion, some were skeptical about it. But this is my personal experience. A Brahmin family comes. Elder brother is fair. His iris is slightly grey, slightly brownish, light brownish. The younger brother's daughter is also fair. She has light brown iris. But the younger brother is dark skinned and he has a darker iris. That younger brother has developed stroke after COVID and he has developed seizures after COVID infection. So definitely what I foresee is, and many are criticizing me in the medical field itself, that I am gone bonkers, I'm like racist and I am because I believe that truth is my religion, nature is my God, and the law of nature is karma. What I know as the truth, if I don't tell it, if somebody suffers because of it, then I beget partly the bad karma out of it. That's what is my belief. So now, when I said that, okay, because one of my good friend, he's a neurosurgeon. He's from Tamil Nadu. He's a dark-skinned fellow. He took 2 injections, nothing happened. But the 3rd injection, he took booster dose. He volunteered himself in Manipal Hospital in Karnataka. And 2 days later, he had a massive MI and he collapsed in the OT. And I mean, there are so many instances, and across the world, definitely this is a major, fallout of the eugenics program, which Bill Gates and his father were all part of the Nazi program. So what we need to realize is, see, I say I'm not a pure Dravidian. I'm a hybrid. I'm a Aryan Dravidian hybrid. I have light skin and my iris is light brown. But what I say is, as a hybrid, I need to feed my good genes of equality, fraternity, maybe living and letting live attitude. Those genes, and maybe if the Roman genes are aggressive, they want to kill, they want to genocide, let me snub those genes. Because in medical field we say about genetics, but what I say is there is something called epigenetics, our karma, mean, it can be the Ashtanga Yoga, it can be our intentions, our what needs we do. So let us, I mean, become the global citizens. In Karnataka, Vishwakavi Kuvenpu says about Vishwamanava, the global citizen. Let us become the global citizen to accept the diversity of our races, genes, and let us live and let live each other. And initially, I fought against all these, the government, doctors, the policy makers. I called them up, I cursed them, and I even made many videos cursing them and saying them, I mean, warning them that they will suffer the karma of doing all these things. Their parents, their children, I call it Putrajita karma, Pitrajita karma, all these things. Because sometimes that is the truth of law of nature. But at the same time, we need to make them aware in a harsh way because they are not listening to the softer tone. So when I did this, I felt a lot of hatred and coming from all corners of even my own parents, friends, relatives. They were like, "What have you become? You have gone mad. You have gone crazy. There's so much of hatred in you." And then later, I faced a lot of problems. The BJP, Bros Bengaluru Mahanagara Commission, the municipality commissioner, he himself complained to the Karnataka Medical Council saying that I have made a video against vaccination, so I have to be reprimanded. So they called me for an inquiry. I have finished 4 inquiries, and now next inquiry is dated in 19. So it's been happening. And my YouTube is blocked, my Facebook is blocked, restricted. I once in a while. One channel on YouTube is gone because I had some videos for last 10 years, all about health and truth and life and all those things. But what I feel is even today, yesterday when I was supposed to go with my parents, my relatives, they say, don't go, why do you want to get into the center of everything? Let others do, why do you want to get into it? But I mean, you can't expect everybody else to sacrifice while you are just giving. And definitely there are doctors whom I know who have not taken the injection, who have told the nurse, okay, just give me the certificate. There are doctors who don't, who say to their patients, take the injections, but don't take it for themselves or their family. So such sort of a duality should go. And coming out, what I feel, maybe I'll finish. So what I feel is we should all be truthful first, because in truth lies the health. As a neurosurgeon, I have tried to prevent brain cancers. But what I have realized is, rather than operating after the brain cancer happens, and maybe the earliest, some I have seen some patients die within 3 weeks, some patients die within 3 years. And in the whole world, the best survival is 12 years of a kid who was 14 years when she was diagnosed, and then she survived till 26 years. So such a devastating brain cancer, if you want to prevent, be truthful, think the truth, speak the truth, and do the truth. That is for your health, for the health of everybody in the society. And that is what I advise. I counsel my patients for nearly 1 hour, saying that, okay, you should always be truthful to yourself, and at the same time, you should reform the other person who has caused you problems, so that everything, the whole society gets reformed. So this is sort of a journey. I believe in integration of health, politics, social life, personal life, everything, because integrated life is the least carbon footprint. When you compartmentalize it, it will be too costly for you, monetarily and also time also, and the ecological burden will be high. So let us have this holistic, integrated knowledge and be truthful. And what I have realized over the past 2 days, when I have been facing a lot of problems, pressure from all the sides, I feel, rather than going ballistically, let us do it whenever we feel, but at the same time, we should double our love and affection to all the people who are these supremistic psychotic, I call them, because they are the psychotic people who feel that they are supreme by race or power or caste or whatever, religion or nation, whatever it is, and they are trying to kill others. So let us give them double, triple, 10 times dose of love and affection, and say that, okay, you also be in this world, you also live, you also let us live. So with this note, I thank you very much for this.